I am the camp director. I'm hard at work to put myself out of a job. Um, Hopefully that's going to happen soon because one of the things about Youth on the Air is that it is a youth-led organization as much as possible. So while I'm the director, it's led by a group, and that group is mostly young people, and they make a lot of the decisions. I'm just kind of the hired hand to go execute the plan. So um, that becomes more and more the case as the years go by, and hopefully I will be just like lead advisor here in the next few years, and kind of turn over a lot of that remaining stuff over to the youth. But um, we have our own PR team, we have our own webmaster, we have our own translators for all four languages, English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese, that we prioritize. Um, we have our own people who set up the shack. Um, all, all, all the things that we can do, we have done by youth. Um, so Youth on the Air is kind of a copy of Youngsters on the Air. We work together. We're in the Americas. They're over in um, Europe and Asia and Africa, and there's some activity starting in Japan and Thailand, Korea, Oceania, over in that direction as well. Um, we don't just have activities; we promote activities. So we promote um, youth DX adventure. We promote um, radio scouting. We promote YARC. We promote Eris. We promote the collegiate group. We promote anything and everything that youth can do, so that we're kind of the place to go to find out about youth related activities in ham radio. We have some of our own activities. December Yoda Month is a special event that we participate in. It's run by the European group, and it's a month long special event. You get more points for youth. You can get certificates. We'll talk about our involvement in that in a little bit. Probably our most well known thing are summer camps. We are getting ready for our fifth region wide summer camp this summer. We also have something called the Youth Contesting Program, where we try to give contest station seats to young people. So we'll talk about that. And then one of the things that's not super well known about our program is we do maintain a Google Calendar on our website of anything that's youth related. So any contest that has a youth entry, a youth category, um, anything like that, we have it on our calendar. So there's always some activities going on. You can just check the calendar and find out about them. So we do a lot of promoting, and our PR team does a fabulous job of that. December Yoda Month is a worldwide special event. All the operators are under 26 years old. Um, they may be licensed or they could be with a control op. Most are licensed. Here in the Americas, we have three young people who coordinate our participation in that. Blake Pearson, KN4VKY, his brother Ryan Pearson, KN4VKW, and Case Van Osprey, W0AAE. And if you want more information about that, you can email yodamonth@youthontheair.org. But they coordinate all the activities. They make sure that all the countries get their call signs requested in time, and get registered on the hamyoda.com website. And then they also schedule the U.S. call signs. So they will have four different call signs during the month of December, and everybody just takes a turn with those four call signs and operates from wherever they can. So throughout the month of December, make sure you listen for Yoda month stations in the US. We typically use K8Y, K8O, K8T, and K8A. K8A was actually used for a DXpedition, so we had to substitute W8A this year, but it spells out Yoda since in the US we can't get four-letter suffixes on our call signs. But you'll notice that just about everybody else has a four-letter Yoda suffix. So we had stations from Argentina, Canada, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Honduras, and Mexico got YOT and couldn't get the A. So, but listen for things that end in Y, and especially Yoda during the month of December. And there is a certificate program for working those stations. Again, probably our most well-known thing are the camps, and this year we are in Thornton, Colorado, which is basically Denver. We've been in Canada for the last 2 years, and that has paid off. They are working on getting the Canadian sub-regional camps going. So hopefully soon we will have not only the region-wide camp that we have for all of North, Central, and South America, but we'll also have sub-regional camps that are shorter camps and more localized. So that way the travel is not so prohibitive. But all of these camps are for and by young hams. So the young people are leading the sessions and doing the teaching and sharing what they do. We don't have the top experts in every field come teach. We found that students are more reluctant to ask questions and get involved when it's not a peer. And so we really push that our campers are the ones that are leading the sessions. And nearly all of our session leaders are 35 and under. But we try to get them even younger than that. But we not only, promote ham radio, do ham radio activities, but we also want to build strong relationships. We want there to be a strong knit community, a community that only takes place when you physically bring people together. That's what we're after. We're seeing that pay off too. I'll go to Hamvention and there'll be a whole group of these Yoda alums walking around together, having fun, checking out all the great stuff at Hamvention, just like everybody else. So they're connected. They know each other. They hang out together and they help each other learn new things about ham radio. And that's what we're about. So we have a lot of social time built into our camps as well. It's not all ham radio. A lot of it's just social, so that people will have an opportunity to just have those organic discussions of what interests them and see if there's some common ground there. So this year's camp will be June 15th through 20th. Our special event station for that week will be Whiskey Zero Yankee, and our local host is the Denver Radio Club. And with all of our camps, we charge a $100 fee, and that's it. The reason we charge the $100 instead of making it free is just to make sure that people show up. So we do have scholarships for that fee. If that $100 is preventing them, then we'll come up with some other arrangement, some way that person is responsible to somebody for showing up. And so that's why we have the $100 fee. It actually costs about $2,000 per camper, but we don't expect them to pay that. They also do have to get transportation to and from the city that the camp is being held. So that is part of their job as well. But once they get on the ground in that city, then we take care of all the transportation, all the meals. So we make sure nobody's going to go hungry, and everybody just knows where they're going, and we take care of everything until they leave. We do have some third parties that will provide some travel assistance, but only for those that have to come long distances, but still in the Americas. So, like our South American folks, some of our Caribbean folks, and we're working. We've got a couple of people in Mexico now. So yeah, outside of the U.S. and Canada, we do have some travel assistance, but not outside of our region. So listen for the special event station. We need pileups for these campers to practice their radio skills and their contesting skills and their listening skills and phonetics and all that kind of thing. So please give Whiskey Zero Yankee a call June 15th through the 20th. And if you know someone in that age range that would like to go, have that person apply at youthontheair.org. We already have, I think, 39 applications in. We've already accepted a whole bunch of those. We're still working through some of those, but we have a capacity of 50, so we still have some room. Youthontheair.org, there is an application process on the website. So if you have a young person in your group or in your area, please encourage them to go. We're going to take a look back at our most recent camp, which was in Halifax. And rather than tell you all about it, I'm going to let you see some video here, and I may do a little commentary while we're doing it. But these video highlights are on our YouTube channel. So if you want to see them again, you can go to our YouTube channel and find these. But Brian, WB9QVR, always puts these together every evening. Here you see some of the preparations. There I am putting name tags together with a couple of volunteers and all the radios. Every camper gets a handheld to use from ICOM throughout the week, and all kinds of great ICOM gear. We named our shack after Bob Heil this year. He provided all of our microphones and headsets, all that kind of thing, and so we're very grateful for the support. We have a photo booth there, you saw. There's some of our Argentinian friends, and there's one of the campers working an IC 7300 there in the shack. Here's our build area, so we have that set up for some kit building and antenna building. We got our ham clock set up there in the shack. We had some visitors from South Korea this year. So that was pretty cool. We had, I think, 6 countries represented last year. So on the first day, it's kind of get acquainted, lots of thank yous, all the boring rules, and how to make Yoda Camp a success. And yeah, we start them young, so we kind of set the tone on the first night. There's our Bengali key we have. But we set the tone on the first night, and then I back off. I just kind of try to blend in the background and make sure that things go well, but it's pretty much theirs. This is one of the antennas we used for the special event station from the trailer, just parked right outside of the room we were in. There's the IC 7610. So that was day 1. Then day 2, we really dive in and start doing some operating. We do our camp photos, which you see here. All of our photo ops. And then we started off with some discussion on logging, because some of our campers don't know how to log. We had a session on software-defined radio, how to use GNU radio. Occasionally we have a birthday, so we had a little birthday cupcake there. We do some balloon launching. Just a lot of hands-on activities, and again, we try to have the youth lead those. So there you can see one of the trackers and the test balloon, and then the head outside, and we kind of got caught off guard. That sign. We didn't know that they were, well, and the university didn't know either, that they were going to have some blasting going on in the area for some construction. So we saw them putting up the signs the day before. And so they all had to get a picture with the radio standing next to the sign that says, "Turn off your transmitter." But they let us know when they were blasting, so we shut everything down, and everything was good. Here you see some CW Battleship going on. So they're playing Battleship using CW. Here's a session on nets that's going on. Here's the shack again. So day one, we're off to a rolling start, and then the full day two, we're getting ready for some fox hunting and some kit building. So we use our Aero satellite antennas that we'll use later on in the week for satellites, and use those for fox hunting as well. And here's a code oscillator that they're building. We also did some surface mount kits for some of our advanced builders. Here's contact with the International Space Station. We're fortunate to be able to do quite a few of those, so everybody gets to do that. Here we're making dipoles, some more fox hunting. Here's a surface mount. We made dummy loads with surface mount kits. Most of the parts for that donated by DX Engineering, so we can build those. Then we had an outing. That's the roof and Jocelyn. But we had a little outing on Halifax Harbor. We got on the duck boats and had dinner downtown, and then took the duck boat around to see a little bit of where we were for the week. And we also got a glimpse at our POTA activation. In just a moment. That's one of the ships that we operated the radios on while the other half of the team was doing the POTA. And you can see those, the Maritime of the Atlantic Museum. And right there in front is George's Island, and that was our POTA activity. We found no one had ever activated the George's Island, and then about 2 weeks before, somebody went and activated it. So we were the second team to activate that park, but it was the closest thing to the expedition we could get. Had to bring our own power and our own water, everything.
Get it out there, Mike. They have the youth on the air. I guess the rest of this week, and
so every morning they would check into this local new ham net. And that's what Katie's doing here. So this day we're doing satellites, as you can see, in the morning, and then we'll have some other activities in the afternoon. But our young ladies do a good job of teaching the satellite skills. We were interviewed by CBC Radio while we were doing some satellite operation.
Charlie, Mike, come again. QSL? It was nice meeting you guys yesterday because I heard you made contact with an astronaut. It was pretty cool to make contact.
Yeah. I spoke to my parents after, and my mom said she was insanely jealous.
So here I am to say hello and to welcome you guys and to wish you great luck. Anyway, congratulations on that contact and welcome to Halifax. It's really nice to see you.
We had the safety director from the Maritime Launch Services, which is a private spaceport that's being built in Halifax. And then we started doing our POTA preparation. There's Anderson and Daniel showing what we're going to do, coming up with a plan and getting everything packed and ready to go for our POTA activation the next day. So here they are getting ready to take off. Again, we had half the team on the island and then half the team back at the Maritime Museum operating some of the museum ships. But, here's our setup on the island. Here are the museum ships. So that's a look back at Halifax. And again, this summer, June 15th through 20th in Denver, Colorado. And we want to thank our equipment sponsors. ICOM gives us all the radios we need, DX Engineering for the coax and all the antenna supplies and all kinds of stuff. Heil for the headsets and mics. Begali for our key. Extronic USA for our soldering stations. And Four State QRP takes care of our kits. And then we also have ARDC, WWROF, Yasme Foundation that are titanium level, ARDC and WWRF are titanium level sponsors. And Yasme, they sponsor us, but they also sponsor some of the travel assistance for some of our DX participants. And then Radio Club of America and Ham Radio Prep, and we're looking for more sponsors. So, in fact, I talked to a few new ones, hopefully today. So, if you can support us, we do need your financial help. So, if you're wondering what this does and how we know, just besides seeing anecdotally what happens, we do a survey before camp, after camp, and 1 year after camp to put some numbers to this. So each year we give a very similar survey so we can kind of compare notes and see where we are. And so we asked our campers to rate their own ham radio ability on the opening night, and the average was a 3.36. And by the end of the week, it had gone up to 3.72. And you can see the breakdown of the charts there. All the ones and twos are gone. And, some people are making their very first HF contact while they're at camp. So we feel like that's been great to push them to get more involved and hopefully keep them around. That's our goal. Is we're a retention program, not a recruitment program. Like recruitment of youth is extremely necessary, extremely needed, extremely important, but we also need to retain those that we already have. A lot of times we kind of leave them stranded, and it's like, oh, you got your license, great. And then you never hear from them again. And so that's where we come in. We really focus on retention rather than recruitment. Comfort on the air, 4.16 at the start, 4.48 at the end. So again, some noticeable increases. Contesting ability went from 2.96 to 3.2. So again, a noted increase. And then how would you rate the sessions this week? On a scale from 1 to 5, it was a 4.36. So I think we're doing a pretty good job on that. How would you rate the overall week of camp? 4.6. So it goes pretty well. I think a lot of that was related to heat, because we didn't realize in Halifax they don't really have air conditioning. So it was a little warm and a lot humid. And then, would you recommend someone else come to the camp? 4.84. So, we do have some data that shows that a difference is being made. This is the latest data from our most recent class that's been out for a year. And you can see those three main questions there: before camp, after camp, and a year later. And a year later, they have gone up again. So, our goal is retention, and that seems to be, what we're pointing toward here. And the numbers are backing that up. So that's always great to see. So the big thing that I was hoping I could give you all the details on tonight, but we're still trying to get the last little things done before we do this. But in the next few weeks, we will be announcing officially all the details about our new Yoda Junior USA camp. We've had a lot of applicants that are under the age of 15, and we know that they can do the ham radio skills. I was 5 when I got my novice ticket. There are others that were 5 and 6 and 7 years old and got a ticket and stuck with it. So we just needed it socially to be kind of a narrower group. So one of the first things I wanted to add on to the Yoda program was Yoda Junior. And so this is a 3-day weekend camp. It's a sub-regional camp. So it is a U.S. camp as opposed to the entire region. But it's a 3-day weekend for children under 15. So if they're not old enough to come to the region-wide camp, then they can come to this one. So that's going to be in late July here in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're still working out the last little details on that. So we'll have that announcement soon. You can apply at youthontheair.org. And for this one, a parent must accompany the child. The parent does not need to be licensed. However, the child must be licensed. So we may even recruit some new hams out of this, but not the youth. We're going to be recruiting parents, but we want this to be an experience that the parent and the child do together. And then we also, have concerns about, under 15-year-olds traveling across the United States and trying to get here and everything. So we decided that we'd give it a try with a parent accompanying the young person. So that's the way Yoda Junior is going to operate this first year. And my idea for this is to after we get the bugs worked out of it and see how this goes and see exactly what we need and what we forgot and everything, is to basically make this a camp in a box. So if a club or two want to sponsor one of these Yoda Junior camps, we get a box full of stuff and we ship it to them and with instructions and all the supplies that they need and say, here you go, have at it. And so that will make it more localized. So again, we're not racing all over North, Central, and South America. So hopefully we'll get some of these U.S. camps going. And then, like I said, Canada's working on a sub-regional camp that's for the 15 to 25-year-olds. But again, it's a 3-day weekend kind of thing. So more localized. And we've got a couple of others that are saying, hey, we want to do this too. So we're starting to see all this work pay off. So yeah, mentioned the sub-regional camps. One is Canada. There's another one that's just getting started. So we'll talk more about that later. But we have groups in Argentina. We have a brand new group in Mexico. And we've had one in El Salvador for a while. And you can find them on social media as well. Another thing we do besides the camps is the youth contesting program. We had it. COVID kind of got in the way, and now we're trying to bring that back. And this is where we match youth operators with contest stations, both big and small. The goal is to stay within driving distance. So what we do is we pick a contest and say, hey, contest stations, let us know if you're willing to open up a seat or two for some young people. And then we say, okay, young people, where are you? And, are you available for this contest? And then we try to match them up to where it's, just a, under 4-hour drive. And sometimes that works out, sometimes that doesn't, but we try to make that work. But here recently, we've also had some DX options. So the St. Lucia Contest Club, J62K, there's a picture of Grace Pape, K8LG there in St. Lucia holding the Yoda flag. And they're opening up some spots to come contest with them in St. Lucia, as well as Honduras and in Curacao, PJ2T. We just had 4 young people. You see 3 of them there in the other picture. We just had them over in Curacao, and they are planning to do the same again this year for CQ Worldwide SSB. So those are some opportunities as well. We've also recently had some DXpeditions reach out to us and ask for both remote operators and on the ground operators. And so there were a couple of people. One here is Connor, KD9LSV. He is there in Rotuma. And he was on site, and we had a whole bunch of remote operators for that. And there's another one coming soon. And again, I was hoping I could tell you tonight, but they're still finishing up the last details on this year's opportunity. But we'll have an opportunity for several more young people to actually be on site on this one. So pretty excited about that. We'll be announcing that shortly as well. And that's a partnership. We connect our young people just like we do with other contests. We don't actually run the DXpeditions, but it's a partnership that we've been lucky enough to have. So We're getting more and more offers of those, and so that falls into our youth contest program. At Hamvention this year, we have some stuff going on. Again, Contest University, they have been able to get scholarships for people who are attending that are 25 and under. So that's an option. Also, this year, the contest dinner, some tickets for the contest dinner have been made available to youth. We have our own Yoda room block at one of the hotels so they can stay in the same place if they want to. And then we have a youth social both Friday and Saturday at noon in our booth. So if you know some young people coming to Hamvention, there are some activities during Hamvention that will be taking place. So if you're not a qualified 26 and under person, there are many ways that you can help. And first of all, spread the word. We've been around since 2019, but a lot of people still don't know about us. They still don't know that we're out there, especially in some of the other countries. So spread the word. Let people know about that. We do attend Hamcation and Hamvention and Huntsville. We're going to Hamsci next week. And then occasionally we'll have some smaller ham fests that somebody is local, and we'll send some supplies, some brochures and things. So so we try to get out there as much as we can, but spread the word. Our brochures are downloadable on the website as well, so you can print your own if you want, or just look at it. Again, work our special event station. We need pileups. So make sure you check out W0 Yankee, June 15th to 20th. Consider being a future host site. So we have local hosts that take care of logistics. So they just find a location, find places for food, find transportation, all those kinds of things that are not necessarily and not usually ham radio things. It's just facilitating the process so that the youth can focus on the ham radio and the social things. So we have information on our website about being a host. You can donate. We have PayPal, Venmo. You can mail a check. All that information is on our donate page. We also have an Amazon wish list. So what I will do is, if there are items that we need for camp that are available on Amazon, we put them on the wish list. And if you go to our wish list and you buy those things, it will ship them straight here, so that I can ship those out to wherever the camp is. And I just kind of restocked that wish list here few days ago. So if you want to see what you're buying and you don't want to give cash, why, that's a way that you can cut down our expenses by donating those items on Amazon, and it's pretty easy to do. We are in fundraising mode, full blast right now. We are looking at most likely about a 25% increase in campers this year. And as you know, expenses for everything has gone up. I won't tell too many stories about eggs and the price of them. We're seeing the same thing. Our hotel bill for the same location was 35% higher for our latest quote, and I called to schedule that today, and it's gone up since then. So we're looking at about a 40% increase just in our housing. So we are in full fundraising mode. So if you can donate, we would really appreciate your donation to help pay for all of this. Again, it costs us about $2,000 per camper, somewhere between $1,500 on the low end, and we actually went a little over $2,000 on one of them, just depending on where we are and how many people we have. So if you can donate, please do. And then If you want to volunteer, if you're near one of the sites, we really are not looking for volunteers during camp. We need volunteers to set up and to tear down. Anyone that is there during the week of camp, we do a background check. We have youth protection training that those people need to go through, and we pay for expenses for those people. So we try to make that number as small as we can, but yet big enough to get the job done. So we're not really looking for too many volunteers to help out throughout the week. We're not looking for speakers. We're not looking for people to demo certain things. We're really just looking for help getting the antennas up and getting the antennas down and getting this box from point A to point B. We really try to have the youth do the rest of it themselves as much as possible. So if you are in the Denver area and you want to volunteer to do some of that, by all means, let us know. We would love to have you help get everything unloaded and set up and check out the antennas and make sure that everything's ready for the kids to build the shack. So those are some ways that you can help. Here's some contact information and social media. We do have an email list, so if you go to our website, you can sign up for our email list. But I have two assistant directors, Ruth Willett, KM4LAO, and Abby Kimmy Matsuyoshi, KK4 or KK7 CFJ. And our PR manager is Katie Campbell, KE8LQR, and she does a fabulous job of letting everybody know about what's going on. And we have a whole team of people, and this, I want to show you this list from our website of all of the people that we have that have either founded our group or it's played an important role in making sure that our camp runs smoothly and we have what we need to get the job done. And if you notice, these people are young people for the most part. We have our PR team. We have our Yoda Month team. We have QSL managers. And like I said, we even have translators. We have just about everything run by the youth that we possibly can. And we're always looking for more opportunities to have them do more. So that is what I have. I have been rambling on for a while and I haven't seen the chat or anything. So Anthony, do we have any questions out there?
We do not. I do have one question for you. Were there a couple youth operators at PJ2T this last weekend for the single sideband contest, or were they there the previous?
No, it was the previous one.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know of anybody that was there this weekend.
Okay, I was just wondering.
I do have a question for you, Neil. It was nice to see the Lee family at the camp. Jim and his girls. That's an amazing people. The other thing is, I've brought up to some of the people that I know to try to give some kind of a incentive to the local amateur radio clubs if they have 10% membership of under 30-year-olds. And it didn't go over too well. And I'm looking to get people to talk it up and maybe try to promote it so we could try to get our clubs a little bit younger oriented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's that, and then there's also one thing that I'm hearing a lot about right now is making club meetings more friendly for youth. I've gone to some that are pretty friendly for youth to come in, and then I've experienced others that I thought I thought I'd signed up for the Army, and everything is very military and very structured and methodic and not necessarily all that interesting. It's needed to conduct some business, but then you got to keep the interest. So that's another thing that I've been hearing a lot about lately, and people are starting to make some strides on that.
Do we have any other questions from our group? Please just raise your hand or unmute. Be happy to have Neil answer your questions. Any comments?
We need to have camps for some of the older hams too.
You know,
a lot of fun.
I get that constantly. It's like I want to go to camp, and we're kind of half joking, but I don't know, maybe someday, saying, hey, for a fundraiser, we could have an adult summer camp for ham radio and turn it into a fundraiser. I don't know. They're a lot of work, believe me.
That would be fun.
But yeah, they'd be a whole lot of fun. But oh yeah, you'd be amazed how many people I get saying, "Oh, I want to go too." Yeah.
Well, I think the new under 15 camps are a good addition. So I think that's a really good idea, Neil.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. I've emailed so many 11-year-olds, it's ridiculous that are just totally disappointed that they can't go. And so that was my first point of expansion, and so we're finally getting that off the ground this year. So.
Well, thank you very much. Before we let Neil go, anyone have any questions or comments?
And if you find out more about those other events, let us know and we'll put them up on RATPAC.
Absolutely.
We did have a question in chat.
Yeah, saw that. Yes. So, yeah, the ratio is about 60-40. It's been pushing 50-50 at sometimes, the male to female ratio. If you take a look at our pictures, you'll see that there's a lot more diversity in our young people that are attending camp than a lot of places. So yeah, we're running about 60-40 male to female, and we've had several minority group members participate, and it works beautifully.
Neil, are you at that point where you're ready to look to draw in people from elsewhere in the world? I will definitely pass it on to DV1K in the Philippines, who's a friend of mine, and also DV1ZUR, Mike, and have them get in contact with you. I haven't been in contact with a friend in England in a while, and his daughter, I think it's about high school. So I'll pass the word on if you feel that you're, I mean, I spent about 10 years as a camp leader, so I think the whole concept is wonderful, and if I can help spread it, be glad to do so.
Absolutely. So in Region 1, where this dates back to 2011, their camp is going to be in France this year. So the England would be, that would be the closer camp, would be the one in France. And they can, IRU Region 1, they all go through their member societies. It's not that way in Region 2, in the Americas, but in Region 1, everything goes through the member societies. So if she's in England, talk to RSGB, and they can pass that along for the France camp. Region 3 is kind of, it's broken up. There's not a real region-wide continuity there, but there are a lot of groups. So there's Korea, there's Japan, there's Oceania, there's Thailand. Thailand's the only one that's had a camp so far, I believe, or maybe Japan. But they're there, but they're kind of scattered, and the communication's not the greatest. So, we have had guests from both Region 1 and Region 3. we've had attendees from roughly a dozen countries already. So yeah, we're set up for that. We've been doing that.
All right. Well, my thing is, I will have the people I know contact you and let you see where you can direct them, and maybe we can expand. I think it's a wonderful
Sure.
program.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Well, we'd like to thank you, Neil, for presenting tonight. It's great to have you back again. I will definitely stop by and see you in Dayton in a couple weeks. Actually, it's a couple months, but it's actually a couple weeks. Just a reminder to everyone else, we meet every Wednesday and Thursday evening with RATPAC. If you're not getting emails from RATPAC, if you go to the website, www.ratpac.us, you can sign up for any of our email groups or social media, so you'll be notified of upcoming events. Also remember that all the videos are recorded, and they're typically posted within 2 to 3 days after the session, so Fridays and Saturdays are a good day to start looking for the sessions to get posted. And there's over 500 videos you can watch there currently in our library. So again, I'd like to thank everyone for attending this evening. When I end the meeting, it's going to end it for everyone. So I'll say 73 to everyone.